everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Shaughnessy, and on this channel we discuss fragrance, beauty, and wellness. And if you simply like to have a good time and you like my vibe, subscribe. So you all, I was watching a couple of videos about people talking about the best-selling fragrances at Sephora. And I will try to remember to leave their names down below. It was two videos in particular, but I cannot remember their names off the top of my head right now. But I was like, you know, I had a video where I was going to do the top rated fragrances at Sephora, and I still might do that. But this was kind of a tag that was started, and I was not tagged, but I was like, I tagged myself, you it. So I went through the top bestsellers list at Sephora, and if you do this, I just put in perfume on the Sephora app, and then how to shop or sort by, I put bestsellers. And so I went through and I just picked 25 of I just went in order, and when I got to 25, I was like, of the ones I had in my collection, I said I will talk about them. Now, some had flankers. I just chose not to deal with the flankers. If I remember to mention the ones that has the flankers in there also, I will bring that out. So to get started, I think I'm going to start with the classics, you know, the ones that everybody, if you're into fragrance, or even if you're really not into fragrance, you would know about these perfumes because they've been around for a minute. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Viva La Juicy by Juicy Couture. I mean, I remember when this came out. I believe I was in my early 20s. And this is just, who doesn't know this bottle, okay? Who doesn't know this bottle, this bow, when the little charms? I fell in love with this bottle, and I was like, oh, I must have it. And so I finished that bottle, and then I purchased this one about a year ago just for nostalgic reasons, and I was hearing people rave about it again, so I decided to get it. And I'm not going to talk about notes in this video. I'm just going to tell you my thoughts on the fragrance. You know, is it a bestseller for me? Like, would I repurchase? Kind of that type of video. So Viva La Juicy is a floral, fruity scent to me, because I get the gardenia, and I'm not a big fan of gardenia at all. And I remember when I first purchased this, I didn't smell it. I just wanted it because of the bottle. And that was when I didn't have as many fragrances in my collection as I do now. And I was like, I just want it. It's so pretty. And it took me a minute because I'm not a big fan of gardenia, but I can handle it in this perfume. Yeah, it's a floral, fruity, sweet, girly. It just makes me think of the early 2000s when Juicy Couture was all the rage. The fragrances, the clothes, the purses, everything juicy was it. You were that girl. You know, like Victoria's Secret pink. If you had Juicy Couture and Victoria's Secret pink clothes, you were that girl. And that's what I think of. It's an easy reach. It is, to me, is it... I don't really put an age on fragrance. If you like it, wear it. You know, is it that big of a deal if you want to, how you want to smell? That's your business. So, but to me, in the general way, I wouldn't say that this is super mature, but I wouldn't say this is juvenile either. I just think this is classified as girly, as an easy reach girly. You know, you smell good. You know, it's not complicated. You might smell like quite a few other people because, like I said, this has been around a long time, and it is still very popular, obviously, because it is a bestseller at Sephora to this day. Okay, the next fragrance I'm going to talk about is Versace Bright Crystal, the original, the OG. I was surprised when I saw that this was in the top seller list because it's been around, I know, for some years. I don't know how many, but I want to say more than 10. And this is a perfume that I added to my collection I think I've had it in my collection maybe almost 3 years. And when I think of this, when I smell this fragrance, I think of simple, kind of fresh, powdery, floral with some pomegranate in there. But just a soft, traditional, fresh floral. Because Versace fragrance is the majority. I can't even think of one off the top of my head where it doesn't have some type of freshness to it. And this is what this gives me. I recently wore this a couple days ago. I mixed it with a perfume. And I was like, why don't I wear this more? Because I tend to wear Versace Bright Crystal Absolute more than this. The hot pink bottle. But this is very pretty. I would say it's elegant, it's classy, it's soft, feminine, and a classic. It smells classic, but not dated. Okay, another one that I'm not really surprised this is still a bestseller. This is Prada Candy. And I've told this story many times that when this first came out, I thought, oh my goodness, ooh, candy. I'm going to smell like candy. I was in my 20s and I just wanted this because of the advertisement. Then it was at Saks Fifth Avenue only. And I went to Saks Fifth Avenue to purchase it. But this to me, okay, I haven't sprayed this in a minute, so let me spray this perfume, even though I know what it smells like. But just so I can be accurate in my description. This is not candy to me. Because at first I was like, when I got it, I was kind of disappointed because it does not smell like candy. This reminds me of a powdery caramel fragrance. That's what I get. Powdery caramel. And I know caramel isn't powdery, but I think it's that benzoin in here that's giving it that. But yeah, so this is my second full-size bottle of Prada Candy. I used it up. It was, Viva La Juicy was a compliment getter for me. It was a really big compliment getter. Prada Candy, big compliment getter for me too. And I finished it up and I would always get compliments. You smell so good. People purchase this from smelling it on me. 2 people I know in particular that I work with, they went and bought this because of me. And it's just good. I know some people, this seems to be either you love it or you hate it with Prada Candy. And after I finished my first bottle, I was like, I'm not going to rush to get it because there's always something new in fragrance. There's always something new. But I got to missing this, so I went and repurchased it. And I can see myself repurchasing it again because I've gone through a full bottle, two roller balls, and now I'm going through this. So it's a good one to me. And I'm not surprised it's still a bestseller because it's a simple, sweet, but grown up. It doesn't smell like sugary, just sugar. It still has an elevated sweetness quality to it that even if you don't, let's say you're the type, I don't like smelling like cookies. I know people, they say they don't like smelling like food or anything. But this is one I believe you could even like if you're not into gourmands because it has, I'm not going to say sophisticated, but I'm going to say it smells like, to me, an elegant sweet scent. And it smells kind of like you're that girl sweet, you know? So I'm not surprised this is a bestseller still, and I would repurchase this one. Now, this next fragrance I'm going to talk about, this has been a bestseller forever. I remember when it came out, people were going gaga over it, and I just didn't get the hype. And to this day, I don't know if I get the hype, okay? And that is Flowerbomb. What sucked me into this, I was like, I'm a fragrance reviewer. Really, I'm a product reviewer on YouTube because I love everything. Anything that makes you smell and feel good, I love. So I was like, I'm just going to get this, and the stars sucked me in, and this is Flowerbomb. I can't remember if I said it. So Flowerbomb. We all know how Flowerbomb smells, but this is a fragrance that's always hard for me to describe, you all. Because it smells to me, let me spray this. I remember I was a supervisor to a young lady, and she was 21 or I can't remember, but she was obsessed with this perfume. And this perfume, to me, Flowerbomb, it smells like a perfume. You know, I can't really, it smells sweet. It smells kind of powdery. And to me, it smells a little mature. And that's what surprised me so much, that she was just obsessed with this. And she was like, it just smells sweet and delicious. And to me, I get sweet. I get some floral. I get some powderiness. But I also get a matureness with Flowerbomb that it makes me think sweet in a classy, mature way. I don't think of a lot of, let's say, 16, 17-year-olds running for Flowerbomb, because it does have like a grown woman quality to it. But it is one that's hard for me to describe. It is one that I got this big old bottle of, and I don't reach for it often at all, even though it smells really good. But it's a perfume, and you know what I mean if you're into fragrance. It's a perfume that smells like a perfume. But you smell really good. You do smell really good with it. Okay, another one that everyone probably knows about. This is Black Opium. This gets a lot of hate on YouTube with fragrance reviewers in general. I think because it's so popular still to this day, and that people say everybody, you smell it and it's basic. This is one I have to spray in a minute. Let me spray this also. But I'm the type, I'm not worried about smelling like somebody else, because number one, everybody's chemistry and the way you layer things, the way you pair things, it all to me contributes to you the way you smell. So I don't worry about that. So if I like it, and I don't care if it's basic, I don't care, oh my God, it's overdone. I don't care if I like it. So with Black Opium, this is one I remember everybody talked about. It was coffee. And I don't think coffee. This kind of reminds me of Flowerbomb in the way that it smells like a perfume to me. Like right now, I feel like I'm getting a chocolateness to it. It just smells like a warm, semi-sweet, I don't know if it's coffee bean or cocoa that I'm picking up right now. But yeah, kind of like a dark, semi-sweet scent. I know this was, I think people were talking about it was a clubbing scent when it first came out. But this is another one I don't reach for enough. And I plan to rectify that problem this fall, winter. But it smells good. But okay, Flowerbomb for me at this point in my life, because I didn't mention it, it wouldn't be something I'd be like, let me go repurchase it immediately. This one either, as of right now, not for me, Black Opium. They do smell good. I'm glad I have them in my collection. But to me, it wouldn't be one I would recommend you just have to run out and get, because I have to play with this some more. I have not given it enough love. So let me wear it some, and then, you know, you might see it in a favorites in the fall, winter season or something, because I do like it, just like I do like Flowerbomb, but they don't tend to be ones I reach for often. Okay, so this is a fragrance I was not surprised to see on the bestsellers list, because it's been popular since it debuted, and that is Chance Chanel Eau Tendre. This is my second bottle of this perfume. The first bottle I received as a gift. I used it up and then I purchased the big bottle. But I have a pet peeve with this. I can't remember if I purchased this at Sephora or Ulta or Macy's. But the juice isn't pink like my other one was. And I just felt like it smells a little off. And it doesn't smell bad, but I don't know. And I put a little dent in it, but you would think it would be more than this because this was my scent, honey. With that first bottle, I would save that for special occasions or when I really wanted to, because that was my first Chanel perfume. And when I really wanted to feel, you know, really pretty, I would save it for that. And it is a pretty girl scent. I mean, because back then I felt like, oh my goodness, when you said Chanel fragrances, I thought, woo, I thought very mature women wore Chanel, you know. But then I smelled this on one of my friends where we worked. And I was like, girl, you smell so good. And she wouldn't tell me what it was, y'all. I had to investigate. But this is pretty, it's fresh, it's floral, it's light, it's airy, and it doesn't surprise me that it's still a bestseller because it's an easy reach. It smells pretty and feminine, and people say this is basic too, and I would say yes, it's basically pretty. It is a very pretty perfume, and to me, you don't smell perfumey. It's soft, it's airy, it's just pretty, and it's super feminine. And this is a compliment getter for me too. Big compliment getter, men and women alike, with this Chanel Tendre. All right, this next fragrance, everybody knows this one too. Let me just hold up the bottle. Ta-da! This is Carolina Herrera's Good Girl. I remember when this came out, I didn't pay any attention to it. I don't know why. I just didn't pay any attention to it. I smelled it. I thought it smelled okay. And then I was watching YouTube videos on fragrances. And oh my goodness, people just raved about this scent being a man killer scent. It was just, oh, it's the sexiest thing ever. So I remember going in Ulta and I said, I'm just going to spray this. And then I fell in love with it. This is a dark jasmine, deep, like moody floral scent the more I smell it and wear it. Now I've done a whole video talking about the Good Girl collection. I will link that above. If you haven't watched those videos, please check it out. This fragrance for me, the more I have worn it, I have never received a compliment with this still to this day. It's not one I gravitate towards and just want to wear. And I plan to wear it more this fall, winter too. Even though I remember Jeremy Fragrance saying you wear it in spring. But it's a good one, but I don't know if I would repurchase this either. But it doesn't surprise me that it's a bestseller because most of the reviews you hear, which it is sexy. It is a sexy fragrance to me. But I don't know if it fits my life or my body chemistry that well. Because I've heard people say it's a monster projector, sillage. And I have never received a compliment with this. And it feels like this reminds me of another fragrance I'm going to mention. Like, it feels like my skin eats it. And I don't smell myself. I don't smell it on myself. And I've never received a compliment while wearing it. And if I have, I don't remember. So it doesn't surprise me it's a bestseller because it is considered sexy, and the packaging, I mean, who wouldn't want at least one stiletto in their collection, okay? So it doesn't surprise me, but for me, I don't know about this one. I don't know if Good Girl would be something I would go and repurchase at this point when I finished it up. I would just have to see do I fall in love with it as I finish it up. That can happen with me, and then I'll be like, okay, I want to repurchase it. So that's one we're going to have to see. Another fragrance that has been out for a little while now. This is Jo Malone's Wood Sage and Sea Salt. Oh, and with Good Girl, this is one that had a couple of the flankers, but I just want to talk about Good Girl because, like I said, I've done videos on the whole collection. So if you want to hear my thoughts on any of the flankers from Good Girl, just put my name in the search bar and put in the fragrance, and there you go. Now, Wood Sage and Sea Salt from Jo Malone. It doesn't surprise me that this is a bestseller, because you don't see, well, when I was scrolling through, I didn't see a lot of Jo Malone's, but it didn't surprise me that this was one of them, because it's, to me, it's unisex. It's fresh, elegant. It's a little woody. It has that kind of sea spray smell to it. And you just smell put together and bougie. That's what I get from this. Yeah, it's just a nice, and it's an uncomplicated fragrance, but you smell really good. Now, the drawback to Jo Malone is that you have to spray a lot to smell it and last, because it is a cologne, and that's the weakest formulation in perfumes. So you have cologne, EDT, and then eau de parfum. And so this does not just last unless you know how to spray it, okay? So I do like this. I can't see myself getting the big bottle. It's just so expensive that I decided to get the small bottle for now. But I can see myself, once I finish this up, investing in the big bottle of Wood Sage and Sea Salt. Now, another one that everyone probably knows about, this is YSL Mon Paris. Now, this is a fragrance I've done a video on all the flankers. I will link that above. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. The bottle drew me in for this. I felt like the juice used to look pinker. I don't know, y'all. I think I've had this almost 3 years. This smells good. It's a strong fruituli. And I have noticed the first time I wore this perfume, I received a ton of compliments, but my head was killing me because I sprayed too much. And ever since then, I have not picked this bottle back up, and I need to. I recently gifted this to a friend of mine at work, and she loved it. She fell in love with it. It's a beautiful fragrance. It's girly and pretty, but womanly, you know. And I put another one of my friends at work onto this fragrance. She went and bought it. She said, Shaughnessy, every time I go somewhere, people are complimenting me on this fragrance because it smells really, really good. But I just remember having a headache. So this is another one I plan to give some love, because to me this is year round. And again, this doesn't surprise me that it's a bestseller because it's pretty. The packaging is simple, elegant, but very feminine. It's YSL, so it really doesn't surprise me that this is one that is a bestseller also. And again, it's just I sprayed too much and it just gave me a bad headache. And with fruitulis, I have to be careful with that patchouli, honey. So I like this one. I just don't reach for it enough because of that bad experience I had. So just to keep with YSL, I'm going to talk about this one. This is YSL Libre. Y'all know when this hit the market, I want to say maybe 2 to 3 years ago. And almost broke the internet. Number one, look at that stunning packaging. This is a fragrance. I love the bottle, but when I tried the fragrance, I wasn't in love with it. I was not. This is one that also all the flankers were listed as bestsellers. So I'll just give you a little backstory. I purchased the intense version of this, the dark juice bottle, because it had more vanilla. And wearing that one, I fell in love with it, that it made me appreciate the original Libre. So the original Libre is to me, it's very citrusy, woody. It can be unisex, but it makes me think of a powerful woman. This is not what I would call soft. This is not what I would call pretty. This is not even what I would call feminine. This is a powerhouse fragrance to me for a woman. Yeah, it's citrusy, woody. To me, it smells expensive. I've done an in-depth review on all the YSL leaves. If you haven't seen that, I will link it above. Check it out. They're good. And like I said, me falling in love with the Intense helped me appreciate this, the original. Because it does smell really good to me. And like I said, the packaging alone doesn't surprise me if this is a bestseller. Because look at it. I mean, look at it. And the more I'm smelling it now, I'm kind of getting that sparkling, kind of bubbly, effervescent vibe to this too. I might need to wear this because I haven't worn it in a minute and it's smelling really good to me. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that YSL Libre is a bestseller at Sephora. Okay, the next fragrance I'm going to talk about is Si Passione from Giorgio Armani. Now this has been out for a few years too. Just for packaging alone, looking at this, it wouldn't surprise me because it's very eye-catching. Red bottles are eye-catching because they're not the norm. This is a fruity but kind of thick. You know how I talk about shampoo-y, fresh hair products, kind of fragrances I have in my collection. This is one I would say is a thick, juicy shampoo fresh scent. Because it smells that way in the most, it's not, it has some depth, it has some weight to it. So when you think of shampoo fresh that I'm mentioning right now with Si Passione, you have to think of fruitiness, you have to think of a weightiness to it. It's not, I wouldn't say light and airy, but it's not where it sits heavy on you, but it just has a good depth and weight to it. And it smells divine. I mean, I still don't think of Passione like hot, sexy mama. That's what the name makes me think of. It doesn't make me think of sexy in that way, but it makes me think of an understated sexy fragrance where you just smell good. Like you smell like you took your shower, you washed your hair, and you know how all of that comes together when you're fresh out of the shower. If you've done a really good shower and really washed your hair with good smelling products. And that to me is sexy, and I know it's appealing to men too because you just smell like a good smelling woman with not all of the products, you know. And that's what this gives me. So I really do like this one too. And it doesn't surprise me that it's a bestseller just because the packaging alone, you know, makes me think it's very eye-catching. Okay, so the next one I want to talk about is another fragrance from Giorgio Armani, and this is My Way. I remember this came out, I believe, in 2020, and this was a gift from my mom, and I heard so many people talking about it, and I remember it came out when it was cold, and people kept saying, well, this smells like spring, so I didn't get it when it was the hot new thing. But this is one that's very interesting. It's very tuberose heavy. This is a tuberose fragrance, but it's done when you first spray this, and I have a whole video on this, and y'all, I can only put like 5 cards above, so I'll just, what I can fit, I will fit in the cards above with these in-depth review videos I've done on some of these fragrances. This is one when you spray it, it's very sharp, it's intense. This is one you have to be careful how much you spray and where you spray it if you are sensitive to fragrances giving you a headache. Yeah, it's very tuberose heavy, it's very sharp when you spray it, but then it sweetens up into that candy bubblegum tuberose. But it's not immediately that candy bubblegum tuberose. When you first spray it, it's very floral, tuberose heavy in your face, floral. But then it calms down and it's still very potent. This is a loud perfume to me, but it sweetens up into what I would call a candy floral, candy tuberose bubblegum floral scent after you let it dry down. So this doesn't surprise me either because this was hyped a lot and it does smell pretty, and this is a compliment getter for me too. This fragrance, when I wear it, I usually mix it with something else. to bring out more of the sweetness, but it still is a compliment getter because this is strong, and I know they smelling it when they compliment me. They are smelling my way. Okay, I forgot I had another Chanel fragrance. I'm going to go ahead and talk about it now. This is newer to my collection. I haven't had this a full year, I don't believe. This is Gabrielle Chanel Essence. And this is one that it kind of, let me see. It kind of does surprise me that this is a bestseller because this does have that, it's a grown woman to me, classy, clean, sophisticated, floral type of scent. This makes me think Chanel. This does make me think Chanel fragrance. It's got a weightiness to it, depth to it also. And it's powdery, it's floral. To me, this is supposed to be the younger, I think, version of the Gabrielle perfume, but it still to me smells grown up. I can't see like 17, 18-year-old, the average 17, 18-year-old being like, oh, I want this. I can't, because to me it does smell. It smells like a Chanel perfume. It smells expensive. It smells like you're a grown, mature woman. And it has that elegant. It has an elegance to it that a lot of Chanel fragrances have. But does it surprise me? I don't think it does surprise me. I take that back that it's a bestseller because people rave about this on YouTube in the fragrance community. When it first came out, it got a ton of love. And the bottle is pretty. And if you want a Chanel fragrance, this is kind of middle of the road. It's not as girly as Tendre, but it's not as potent as a Chanel No. 5. It's kind of right in the middle. You know, I want Chanel, but I don't want girly, but I don't want, I'm very a statuesque, mature woman. I don't want that scent either. So this is very middle of the road. So it doesn't surprise me that it's a bestseller, and I enjoy it when I wear it. It's not one I think to reach for a lot, but it is newer to my collection, and y'all, I'm always doing Project Use It Up. So there is that. So next I'm going to talk about Kilian, because it was 3 fragrances on the list as I was getting, going through to get to my top 25 that I have in my collection. And the first one I'm going to talk about is the one everyone probably knows about, and that is Love Don't Be Shy by Kilian. Y'all, this, if you haven't heard about this, where have you been? This blew up because somebody said Rihanna, this was her signature scent, and she always smelled delicious and received compliments. This is one, it's marshmallowy, and then I smell it now. It's kind of like a bubblegumness to it, bubblegum, marshmallowy sweetness. And then when it sits on my skin, it gets like a deeper kind of, I get a caramel sweetness that comes out of it. It's a good one. It's good. If you like sweet fragrances, if you like marshmallowy, bubblegum, kind of caramel fragrances, if you like smelling sweet, this is a good fragrance. It does not surprise me this is still a bestseller because it's a niche brand that you can get at Sephora now. The packaging is gorgeous. The scent is very, 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 very pretty. I bought the travel size spray of this for one of my co-workers, and all the women in the office, because everybody's gonna smell something, went crazy over this. And when I've worn this, the compliments I have received while wearing this fragrance is, you smell delicious. So it doesn't surprise me it's a bestseller. Not at all. Okay, another one that it didn't surprise me it's a bestseller because people rave about this, and I am one of the people who rave about this all the time, and that is Kilian Princess. They have redone the packaging. But I bought a backup. To this day, this is still the only fragrance I've ever bought a backup of. This is a spicy, fresh marshmallow scent. That's what I get. It goes well with so many things to layer. It smells beautiful on its own. It's hard to find marshmallow fragrances. This is a great one. Oh my goodness. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that it is a bestseller because number one, they redid the bottle. And number one, it doesn't surprise me because so many people talk about it and rave about it, and it was supposed to be getting discontinued, but then they just brought it back in new packaging, which I'm glad for, because who wants this gone? And number two, it smells divine. It's an easy, uncomplicated fragrance, and it, like I said, it's marshmallow, which is hard to find marshmallow fragrances. And the name, I don't need a prince by my side to be a princess. Yeah. And then just calling it princess. It doesn't surprise me it's a bestseller at Sephora. Not at all. And because of the way people talk about it so much on YouTube, social media, it doesn't surprise me at all. Now, another fragrance from Kilian, this is the last one I'm going to talk about in this list. This is Angel Share. Now, this was the talk of YouTube and social media when it first came out, because look at it, looks like a shot glass, and people were just woo! It was all about Angel Share. I just got it last year. And this is one, I don't particularly love smelling it from this bottle. I don't. It's spicy, it's cinnamon, it's a little boozy. And when I was watching so many reviews on this, trying to decide if I wanted to purchase it and blind buy it, people were going, it smells like a sexy cinnamon bun. It smells like that's what I kept hearing, cinnamon bun. I don't get that. I get spicy cinnamon, a boozy, spicy cinnamon scent. But when I layer this, I love it. And I have received compliments. Oh my goodness. Did I say? Yeah, I've received compliments while wearing Princess, and I've received compliments while wearing this. The one I can think of, the first time I wore this fragrance, I wore it to work, and I was walking into the building, and a teacher came by me, and she stopped. And it was fall, and was winter. Oh no, it was cool, and the wind was blowing, and she said, "Oh, you smell freaking incredible." So this is one I think in the air smells better. And it doesn't surprise me it's a bestseller because the packaging is niche. You can get it at Sephora. You can catch it on, get 20% off with your discount when that happens. So it doesn't surprise me. And it's where else do you see packaging like this, So it doesn't surprise me that it's a bestseller. It's one for me. I feel like right now, today, if you asked me, would I repurchase that one? It would probably be a no. It would probably be once I'm finished, I'm done. But who knows? Who knows? Okay, so next we're going to talk about Valentino. You can't have a favorite, not a favorite, you can't have a best-selling video and not expect this to be in here. And this is Valentino's Born in Roma. This is a fragrance, and I'm going to have to spray it because I haven't worn it in a minute, that men like, women like. It's very crowd-pleasing in general. I mean, I haven't encountered one person. I had some friends of mine at work. They watched my channel and they were asking me about different fragrances. This is one I brought to work because I was like, I think you all would like this. Everyone loved this. It's fruity. It's got some vanilla. It smells girly, but not, frilly girly. It's got a womanliness to it. Yeah, it's a crowd-pleasing, fruity, sweet, but with depth. This is not light and fruity. This is smooth, fruity, like bourbon, vanilla in there too in the base. Yeah. Now this is one, even though people have smelled it and I've let people smell it, this is another fragrance that I feel like my skin eats and people can't smell it on me when I wear it. Like, it smells divine and I love it, but I feel like this is one that with my chemistry, it doesn't give a good sillage. I don't know. I still love it. I still plan to wear it, but that is one. Like, what's the other one I mentioned? I'm looking here. Y'all, I've been talking so long. Oh, Carolina Herrera's Good Girl. I feel like it's on that level. And I have one more that I'm going to talk about that I feel like does the same thing, that I know they're compliment getters. I know they smell great, but I don't feel like they smell good on me, but I don't feel like they have sillage projection on my skin. I feel like my skin eats them. And this is one. But it's good, and it does not surprise me it's a bestseller. I go on multiple websites looking at fragrances sometimes just to see the ratings. This is always almost 5 stars everywhere I look. Everywhere I look, this is practically 5 stars. So, yeah, it doesn't surprise me it's a bestseller at all. Now, one fragrance I absolutely, positively love is Valentino's Voce Viva. Y'all, this is a citrusy vanilla fragrance. To me, it's year-round. I love this. I love it. And it doesn't surprise me that it's a bestseller because my hair keeps getting stuck in my lip gloss. Because it smells, it's not like super unique, but it's super pretty. It's super easy to wear, easy reach. And I have received countless compliments wearing this. It's easy to layer with. It's beautiful on its own. I love it. It's a favorite of mine. I've gone through one travel size spray, then I bought a set, so I'm working on another travel size spray, and then I have this bottle. So I love it. Absolutely love Voce Viva by Valentino. Okay, so next we're going to talk about Kayali. So it was quite a few fragrances from Kayali on the bestsellers list, and that doesn't surprise me. It's a beautiful house. They're affordable in the way that this is a niche house and it's not $200+, you know? So the one that everybody was losing their minds over and it was sold out forever, now it's not as hard to get. You can get it now. It hasn't been sold out for a minute, and that is Kayali Vanilla 28. My bottle, I think I got this last year at the Sephora sale. You see the dent. I finished up a travel size spray of this and then invested in the big 3.4 ounce bottle, and I just wish my juice was darker. I've been having it sit and marinate in a dark drawer, just waiting for fall, winter. Even though I believe you could probably, people wear this year round, but I just like, to me, the darker this juice gets, the better it smells, honey. Because the one I had in the travel size, it was like black. It was so good. This is a spicy, incensey vanilla. If you're thinking this is going to be a sweet vanilla, it is not like that. It is a smooth, incensey, kind of brown sugar vanilla, but not sweet. It's what I would call semi-sweet, a sexy vanilla. It is not a fluffy, girly vanilla like that. This is your darker vanilla, and it's good, y'all. It's good. When I first smelled this and did my impressions of the Kayali fragrances, I was like, this just smells like Victoria's Secret Bare Vanilla. No. You can get that, because to me, Bare Vanilla from Victoria's Secret isn't sweet, fluffy either. But this is way more elevated. It's incensey, and it's a different take on vanilla to me. So yeah, I'm not surprised if this is still a bestseller, because it's that good, and most women love vanilla. So and the packaging is stunning. It's simplistic but very elegant, very feminine, and when you see vanilla, and most women love vanilla, how could this not continue to be a bestseller? Okay, the other fragrance I have that was, I saw that's in my collection is Kayali Eaton Juicy Apple 01. Now this is new to my collection this year. You see it already has a dent in it. I've talked about this one. I think it was in my summer perfume, favorite summer perfumes for this year. This to me is just an elevated body spray. And I believe that's what they were going for when they created this. It's just pretty girl next door, or just pretty girl in general. You got dressed, you sprayed yourself down with a good smelling fragrance mist, but elevated, because this has better longevity than the majority of fragrance mist. And it does have a more expensive smelling quality to it. But to me, like I said, the best way I can describe this fragrance is a fruity, elevated fragrance mist perfume. That's just what it is to me. I love it. I enjoy it. It layers well with a lot of fragrance mist and perfumes, and I thoroughly enjoy it. And again, it doesn't surprise me that it's a bestseller, because fragrance mists be smelling good. Even though people hate on them, they be smelling good. And if you can get it in this packaging, elegant packaging, if you're one that you just don't want to buy a fragrance mist, this is perfect. So it doesn't surprise me that it's a bestseller at all. Okay, y'all. Woo, we got a few more to go, okay? So next I'm going to talk about Vanilla Woods. This kind of surprises me a little bit that it's a bestseller, because even though I love it, it's one, when I just smell it from the bottle, it's kind of off-putting to me. It's kind of like an herbal vanilla, but it's one, think of an essential oil type of vanilla. And it's not very sweet, but when I put it on my body, it has to sit for a minute, and I'm like, okay, I really like this. So it is, to me, again, it's a unique take on vanilla, because it doesn't just smell like sweet vanilla. It kind of smells like a herbal, essential oil, healing type of vanilla that you have to let it mix with your body chemistry and see how it works for you. But it doesn't surprise me. Okay, I guess it doesn't surprise me in the sense that it's a bestseller because it's Vanilla Woods. And again, just like I said, Vanilla 28, you put vanilla in the title of the fragrance, and it's going to grab a lot of women's attention. So from that aspect, it doesn't surprise me, but it does surprise me that it continues to be a bestseller, because I took this one to work, and the majority of people were like, no. It was only one person that she put it on her skin, and after it set for a minute, she said, I'm kind of liking this. But it is, like I said, it's not sweet gourmand vanilla. It's herbal essential oil vanilla. So I don't know if I would just run and repurchase this one after I've finished it up, because I have a rollerball I'm working on and that. So that would be, that's a lot. But it's good. And I can see it being a bestseller because of, vanilla is in the name. Okay, so another fragrance that I absolutely love. This is Dolce & Gabbana, The Only One. And this kind of puts me in the mind of Black Opium and Flowerbomb, where I say it smells like a perfume, but I don't care, honey. This smells so good to me in the fall and winter. It's kind of like coffee, berries, caramel. Oh, I just love it. I love this. It doesn't surprise me that it's a bestseller, because the packaging to me is stunning. The scent, even though I said it smells like a perfume, because when I say it smells like a perfume, I can't pick out something and say, well, this smells like vanilla. This smells like caramel to me. When I say it smells like a perfume, I can't just pick out a note. It just smells like a good smelling perfume. but I can't pinpoint something it reminds me of. Now this is one, you know, coffee, caramel, berries. I get all that, but it just works, and it just works to make a good smelling perfume. And it doesn't surprise me because to me it smells really good, and the packaging to me is very eye-catching in my opinion. Okay, the next fragrance we're going to talk about is Alien Goddess. This is one, I think I've done like a whole video on it. I can't remember, y'all. If I did and I have space, I will link it above. This is one that people were kind of upset that this was an alien flanker because it doesn't smell like the original Alien. To me, for some reason, I can pick up the jasmine, the same jasmine in this fragrance that I pick up in Alien. So to me, that's their similarity. Now this has coconut and vanilla. And for some reason, I've said you can wear this year round, and I still stand by that. I don't know, because of the season we're in right now, summer. I'm getting that coconut beachy vibe that so many people were talking about, that when I originally purchased this, it was cooler and I wasn't picking that up with my nose. But I am now. To me, the packaging fits. It's golden, beachy coconut. It reminds me of women coming out of the pool or the ocean, and you know, they have that tan and glistening shiny skin. That's what this perfume gives me. And it does not surprise me that it's the bestseller, because look at the packaging alone. It is stunning. And because it's a crowd-pleasing Alien. Because Alien is not known for being an easy reach perfume, a crowd-pleasing perfume. This is very crowd-pleasing, so it doesn't surprise me that it's a bestseller. Woo! Okay, two more, y'all. Two more. This is Lancome's Idole. This does not surprise me that it's the bestseller because, number one, it has a unique bottle. Even though it's annoying that it doesn't stand up, you know, I believe when it first came out, it was like, it's the slimmest bottle ever. Okay, they could have thickened it up a little for it to stand, in my opinion. But it does. Ooh, this is a rosy, shampoo-y scent. That's what I get from it. It's rosy, it's clean, it's shampoo-y, a little freshness. This is a compliment getter for me also. Oh, and so is Alien Goddess, and so is Dolce & Gabbana, The Only One. Yeah, this is a compliment getter. I remember the first time I wore this, I had women following me around at work going, girl, what are you wearing? And then later in the day when I couldn't even smell it, they were like, we still smell you. You still smell so good. And I remember I wanted this. I saw Zendaya and I was like, okay, this must be like kind of a younger smelling scent from Lancome, because they have Zendaya, you know, being the sponsor for this fragrance. And I remember rubbing it on my wrist from some kind of sample. Maybe it was Macy's. And I was like, oh, this smells really good on me. Now, from the bottle, it does smell good, but this is one that smells so much better on my skin. So much better that if I had just smelled this in the store, I probably would have left it there. But since I put some on my skin and smelled it, I went ahead and purchased it. So this is one, it doesn't surprise me that it's a bestseller. It is, the packaging is eye-catching. Zendaya is the sponsor for this. It's sponsor the right word, but she's the one that, you know, promotes this perfume, and it's an easy fragrance to wear, because even if you don't like rose, to me it's not like thick rose. This is why I would call it just rosy. It's just a rosy, pretty fragrance. So yeah, I am not surprised Idole is a bestseller. Now, the last perfume we're going to talk about, I have in a travel spray. This is newer to my collection. I just got it a month ago, I think. Yeah, a month or 2 months ago. And this is Sol de Janeiro's Cheirosa 62 perfume. Now, this is the other perfume along with the Good Girl, the Valentino Donna Born in Roma. I feel like my skin eats this. It just eats it. I wear it, and I feel like I don't smell it. I have received some compliments while wearing this, but I just don't feel like it envelops me, and that it's just you know, I don't get that feeling. I feel like my skin just eats it alive, like with the other two fragrances I mentioned. This smells just like the Boom Boom Cream to me. It smells like the Cheirosa 62 fragrance mist, but a little lighter in my opinion. Yeah, it smells like pistachio, caramel. It's a gourmand that works in the heat. Now this is one, I did a whole video about all the products in the Sol de Janeiro line. If you haven't seen that video, please watch it, y'all. Please check it out. And I had said in that video, yeah, I want a full bottle of this. Now I'm not so sure after I keep wearing it, and I feel like it just disappears on my skin, just like the fragrance mist. I don't know what it is about the 62 fragrance that doesn't, I don't know. So this is one, it smells good. I like it. I'm not surprised it's a bestseller because if you've seen the full-size bottle, it's all gold and glitzy and eye-catching. And everyone knew this fragrance from the Boom Boom Cream. So everybody knew, you know, how basic it was going to smell. So it doesn't surprise me it's a bestseller. But for me, I just don't know. And I'm almost finished with this travel spray, and I'm still just unsure, you all, because I feel like Cheirosa 62, I can't smell it. And I had that same problem with the Boom Boom Cream. I felt like I would put it on and it would just disappear on me. And then I got another container, you know, jar of it, and I'm not having that problem as much. And then I feel like the mist disappears, and now I feel like the perfume disappears on me. So I don't know. I'm going to have to play around with it some more and make my decision. So I don't know if I would repurchase that in the full size, but it does smell good, and it doesn't surprise me that it is a bestseller. So you all, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below telling me your thoughts of any of these bestsellers from Sephora I mentioned. I would love to know. Please share this video with everyone who loves fragrances and to smell good and who loves shopping at Sephora, because I love me some Sephora, okay? And y'all let me know in the comments down below. I've done the best sellers that I've had in my collection, and if it's not too redundant, would you want to know about the top rated? And I could, you know, give you a little rundown of the fragrance and what my thoughts on that for the top rated. Just let me know, because I'm still, that video is like still in my mind. Do I want to do a top rated? So just let me know in the comments below if y'all be interested in that. And please don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you don't ever miss any of my videos. And as I always say, if you like my vibe, subscribe. Until next time, bye.